I'm Chester.
And I'm Mike, and we're from Linkin Park.
And we are here to answer 5 questions.
Question number 1, asked by many people on Twitter. Why did the band decide to go with such a different style for the new record? It's actually a pretty complex answer probably, but the simplest way to describe it is just that the guys really, we really want to push ourselves when we're in the studio. And I think making another record like something that we've already done just felt safe. It felt like almost like a cop-out. So we really want to do something that, expands our horizons and maybe, hopefully makes us better as artists in the long run.
The second question is from the Glue LP fan. And the question is, when did we realize that we've made it and recognized how our music has changed people's lives? I kind of felt like we had made it when I started hearing other artists, like country artists covering like One Step Closer, doing like a banjo hoedown version of the song or like a polka version of In the End or something. And I think that kind of shows how broad the spectrum can be.
The reach.
The reach. Yeah. When someone does like a polka version of a song and then there's a country western version of another song, it kind of shows where we're hitting. And we get letters all the time. I meet our fans a lot, and I've had the pleasure of meeting some people who have literally walked up and handed me a letter and said, you can just see it in their eyes. They say, please read this. It took me a long time to write this, and you kind of feel that there's something that they need to say. And I go back and I read the letter, and there's this really amazing story that they've told, and sometimes they're very dramatic and very full of horrible things that have happened to them. And then at the end of it says, this particular song is what got me through that moment. And that is a really wonderful feeling, because that's not what we're writing the songs for. We're writing the songs, because we enjoy making music and because we want people to like the songs that we write, but we don't really set out for a specific song to really change somebody's life. We just hope that people can relate to it and enjoy it. And so when it goes to that level, it's an honor. So this is question number 3, and this is a pretty frequently asked question. So the question is, what's our favorite song off of 1,000 Suns to play, and or favorite song period that we've written on any of our records to play live? The new music is always the most exciting, I think, for most of the guys in the band, because it's new. I think for me, I really like playing Waiting for the End, Blackout we just started playing. That's a lot of fun. When They Come For Me is a lot of fun to play live because I get to play drums. It's more fun for me because I'm actually doing something different. So those are songs that I like to play off the new record. And typically, like the songs that never get old, every time Paper Cut starts, the energy in the crowd just elevates to a level that's amazing, and it never gets old for me. I always have loved playing that song. And even though One Step Closer isn't my favorite song, I actually really like playing it, because that's like, no matter what kind of night we're having, even if we're playing well or we're playing poorly that night, like the second that song starts, like everybody loses their mind. So that's a lot of fun to play.
Betty108 asks our 4th question, which is, do we ever get nervous when we still get nervous when we play? There are some times when we do, and it's not the ones, to me, it's not the ones you would expect. If I'm gonna get nervous for a show, it's generally because I've got friends in the crowd. Like if I know that certain friends are out there watching, I just want to make it's like you want to make your make your friends and family proud that they're when they come to the show. All right, so our 5th question is from Addy K84. The question is, do we ever feel conflicted about what the fans might want versus what we might want as artists? An artist is always battling between between credibility and selling 1 million units. So it's a tough thing because, you know, especially the bigger the fan base, the more likely it is that anything you do is going to be, we love it, we hate it, you know, back and forth. And that was definitely the case with the new record. I think one thing we definitely want people to know about our band at this point is that just because we made the new album that doesn't sound like, for example, Hybrid Theory, doesn't mean that we're saying that Hybrid Theory is terrible. On each record, we just want to stretch ourselves creatively, and at the same time, we want to let the fans know that, like, just because we try something different doesn't mean that we love them any less. We obviously still respect the fans a ton, and we try to go out of our way to let that be known.
We're done answering the 5 questions, and it was really a lot of fun. Thanks for sending in so many wonderful questions. This is Chester.
And I'm Mike.
We're from Linkin Park, and we'll see you next time.